Ooh. Hello. Hello. Welcome back. Hello. Welcome back. I'm just waiting for a few more people to jump in so I don't have to be repetitive. Hello. Welcome if this is your first time. And for anyone else that's been here before, welcome. I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Witch. Hello, how are you? I hope everyone is doing well. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and also share this channel. Listen, I know some people don't like to say that, but I do. And I just want to say this in advance. I'm a grown woman, first and foremost. And a lot of you said I have no sound, Dawn. Dawn says I have no sound. Dawn says I have no sound. Okay, my husband says he can hear sound. Can you hear sound now? Okay, let me tell you guys. A lot of people jump on this platform and you don't like what I say. And then you report me like we're 5 years old. I am a full-grown woman, not to mention I am a grandmother. And I'm not up here to appease anyone that doesn't receive the message. If something is not for you, you should not be watching anything that you don't agree with, nor that you don't like. I am not everyone's cup of tea, but I can guarantee you I'm everyone's favorite. Let me just repeat that. I am not everyone's cup of tea, but I can guarantee you that I am everyone's favorite flavor. I just need you to allow that to sink in. I have never been a people pleaser at all. Maybe to my mama. Let me tell you, to the people I love. I don't love y'all, and nor should you love me. You don't know me, nor do I know you. However, I have met some great people. Ever since I've started these platforms, I have made some great connections with just a few people. And those people know who they are. And you see Dawn in the background. She's been with me from the beginning of my platform when it was just she and I. It was just she and I, true story. And she still rocks with me today. I do have a few more other people, but I don't need to mention you by name because you know who you are. I make mention of that when I've had phone calls with you. I've made mention of the people that I really rock with like that. I don't rock with everyone. Even when I do a reading for someone, I'm going to let you know off the rip. After this reading, don't call me again. I don't fuck with you like that. Because if there's something in your energy that disturbs me, we don't need to communicate again. But I'm also going to let you know what disturbs me because we are not the same. I'm never going to be fake with anyone because that's not in my energy to do so. And no, I'm not showing my face tonight, but my face card is good. Let me just tell you. I just don't feel like it. You know what I mean? I just don't feel like it. But getting back to you people, doesn't that sound nasty? But getting back to you people that like to report my page because I say something that you don't like, my page is not for you. My page is for my people. And that's a true story. My page is for my people, because anything that I share, anything that I teach, you cannot use it. We don't share the same deities. And I always make mention of that. Whatever I teach here, you can go to your altar and my deities will never show up for you. Each race has its own deities. That's why there are so many gods. There are so many gods. Some of you call God the same name, but that's for you to gain your understanding when it comes to that. I don't knock what anyone believes in. I don't knock anyone's religious beliefs at all, because the world wouldn't go round if we all believed in the same thing, now would it? Don't we need something to fight about? I'm just saying. However, we're going to speak about this waxing crescent moon. Tonight is March 25th, 2026. You know, tonight, the moon did not arrive loudly at all. This moon phase did not come in loudly. And it does not demand to be seen. A lot of you always jump on my page and you'll be like, you don't show your face. You're not here at the right time when I do. And out of 100%, 98% of the time I do show my face. I just don't feel like it when I don't. But it's not because my face card is not pleasing. It's not going to be pleasing for everyone, but it's pleasing for me every single day because I have to wear it. And I love what my mother looks like. I love what my father looks like. And I don't have mommy and daddy issues. I love my parents. Let me just say that. I love them. I am so glad that I have the perfect combination. True story. I have the perfect combination of parents. A fly-ass father and a banging-ass mother. Let me tell you, body for days. And my daddy, whoo-wee, same thing with him. Let me just tell you, because the hoes loved him. But tonight, the moon did not arrive loudly. And I'm not coming in loudly at all. And I don't demand to be seen. A lot of you do demand to be seen. I have that Leo energy inside of me. It doesn't take a lot for me to get up, get dressed, and for the world to notice who I am. I carry that Leo energy every single day, although I am a Cancer. Let me tell you, on the Leo cusp, but with an Aries rising. I'm really dangerous to some people. However, the moon appears as a quiet curve in the sky tonight. A thin line of light for a sacred beginning. This is the waxing crescent moon tonight. The first breath of silence. Some of us need to be silent so that we can hear. You know, after the darkness of the new moon, where everything returned to the unseen, this is the moment spirit begins to move again. Not in force, but with intention. You know, from a Native American perspective, and I know a lot of you like to call yourselves now the foundational Black people. I can't jump on that bandwagon with you because first, they called us niggers, but they didn't realize that we were kings and queens, and they just called us that anyway, depending on your vernacular. Then you were black. Then you were colored. Then you were back to being black. Then you were African American. And now you are foundational blacks. I can't jump on the bandwagon. I am who I am. And from a Native American perspective, the moon is not just light in the sky. She is the grandmother, a keeper of rhythm, a witness to what we carry within. And tonight, grandmother is listening to us all. She is not asking you to prove anything. She is not asking you to show anything. She is asking one thing. What are you choosing to begin quietly? What are you choosing to begin quietly? Because strength doesn't have to say that you're strong. Because strength is as strength does. Prideful doesn't need to boast. Your energy, people will feel who you are. But what is small is not weak. Let me just tell you that. It is protected while it grows. Just like a seed beneath the soil, as I've discussed many times, it is not meant to be exposed too soon. A lot of you bitches and bitchettes, you come on my platform to try to copy, to try to piggyback, but that's what I'm here for. I'm here to teach. See, you think, and some of you thought that I was small. You thought I was weak because on this platform, the numbers are not large. But outside of any of these communities, my strength is nothing to be toyed with. So what is small is not weak, as some of you thought. I see you. I know who you are, who piggyback and like to copy, plagiarize. But what is small is not weak. Let me say that again. It is protected while it grows. Every day that I breathe, I grow. And even after my soul leaves this body, I will still grow. So tonight, I need every one of you to move a little differently. I need you to speak softly, but speak the truth always. Always speak the truth. Protect what is beginning, because not everything needs to be seen yet. There are some of you who are growing. There are some of you who are growing in the spiritual. And a lot of your gifts are opening. And many of you can see the vibration within yourself. Yes, you can see it, you can feel it, and you can hear it. Your energy is changing. So protect what is the beginning, because not everything needs to be seen yet. And move with intention, not urgency. See, a lot of people, when they have spiritual gifts and their soul lets them know that you're different, you don't vibrate like everyone else, you're not going to get along with everyone else, but everyone sees you, but people fear you, they're jealous of you, they're intimidated by you, and you still move slowly. You don't have to rush anything. Let me tell you, because this moment is not about the arrival of your powers. It's not about the arrival of your spiritual powers. It's about the alignment between you and the universe. It is about stepping into agreement with who you are becoming. And that's powerful. And you're right. Each and every one of us has a gift, a very special gift and a very unique gift. And each and every one of us is not the same. So it is about stepping into agreement with who you are becoming, even if no one else can see it yet. The light is returning, slowly, on purpose. And so should you. Yesterday, I had a conversation with someone, and I'm not going to say her name at all. And when I met her on my platform, when I do readings here, these are not one-to-one readings. I do one-to-one readings in the background on my personal platform. However, anytime that spirit directs me to look at the camera, to look at someone, to give them a message, I deliver. Let me tell you, one person, I gave them a great business idea that can't fail, but it didn't belong to me. That message was sent directly to them, and I deliver. Nope, I don't make a dime from that. This person will be fruitful. And this person will be able to teach their children. There's another person that was dibbling dabbling with spirituality. Because guess what? Like many, they were still holding on to the remnants of the Bible. And that's okay. You have to do things slowly. Nothing can be rushed, as I just explained. But I told this person, hey, you have some very special gifts, but use them when you're ready. And I will always tell this person, it's time. Don't run from it. It's time. Anytime that I receive a message for whomever, I deliver it for free. I don't have the kind of platform for people to jump in and ask me a question about who shot John, Jane, Bill, or Joe. Who's dating who and does someone like you? I don't answer questions like that on this platform. But anytime that I do a one-to-one reading with anyone, I can guarantee that there will be no disappointments. And if you say that you were disappointed, you're telling a lie. And remember, I do voodoo. Let me tell you, so please never lie on me, right? Because I can hear. But you know, the new moon is a time for fresh beginnings. The waxing crescent is about action. The full moon is a peak of clarity and then release. And the waning phases are for introspection and letting go. Sometimes we have to sit back, think about things, process them, and then let them go because they hold no significance to what we're doing and where we're going. Sometimes we just need to let go because once you know, you will know. So tonight's moon phase is the first quarter, which means that it will illuminate as it is right now between 44% to 51%. And no matter where you live, the moon should appear as a half circle in the sky tonight. So go ahead and take a look if you haven't done so. If you don't live in a safe area, there's no need to go and do so. Thank you so much, Dawn. You don't need to go do so. But the moon is in a waxing crescent phase. So get ready to start to meditate. Get ready to let things go. Whether it be a person, place, or thing, let it go. And letting go isn't always easy, let me tell you. I had to let my mother go physically so that her soul would always be around. I had to let my father go physically so that his soul could always be around. I had to let my sister go physically so that her soul could be around. A lot of you ask me, where do your gifts come from? I come from a long line of people who love me, truly love me. And I also come from a long line of people who use me for my gifts. Only wanted me around to answer questions. But guess what? I love them more than they love me. With that being said, my messages come from all. When I tell you that I work both sides, I can, when necessary. I work both sides because I come from two sides of people who are true and who are not. I do a lot of my spiritual work at the cemetery, but at my family's cemetery. And some of the people there are people who love me. And some of the people there in the physical were bad to the bone. So depending on what side I'm working the root, I go to the ones that I need for at the moment. Someone just asked me, why have I rejected God? Why don't you know that you are God? We not the same. Let me tell you that. I am God body. We are not the same. See, some of us go by a book and learn, but I come from a family that was here already, that taught me everything that I know. You were taught from a book. I wasn't. I was taught from real life experiences. Why have you rejected yourself? Why have you rejected your soul? Why have you rejected your soul? Don't let them rage bait you. No, I'm not. I'm just asking them, why have they rejected who they are? Because, in this alignment and this shift that's going on, many of you won't be coming. Let me tell you. Many of you won't be rising in vibration. And many of you will watch the rest of us rise in this shift. Approximately 2 years ago, when I was on this platform, I was telling everyone about how the veil was coming down. Everything was going to be exposed, and every tarot reader that follows me, they ran to their platform and they tried to make a video about the veil being let down, and I never gave you the rest of the message because I know a lot of you watch me because you're false, because people with true spiritual gifts never have to watch another. I don't watch any tarot readers at all. I don't watch any of you. Even those of you who sat up here and gave me a couple of coins, I still do not turn around and follow you. And the reason for that is because spiritually, I'm in my own lane, and it's no disrespect. I have to keep myself in alignment, and I have to keep myself grounded. I don't mind for anyone to come up here and watch. I don't mind for anyone to come up here and learn. But when you learn, you need to say where you got it from. That's how we pass the baton. But many of you won't be coming in this new phase. A lot of people spiritually are going to be opening up to their powers Whether you're someone that can hear, a person that can see, a person that can feel, a person that can taste. Everyone has a spiritual gift. Everyone has a special power. But everyone's power is not going to be the same. And it doesn't mean just because you share gifts with someone that you are going to be friends with them. But a person who doesn't know his or herself, you won't be elevating. Ever since I started my platform, all I did was try to teach everyone how to elevate, how to connect to their soul. I just started reading tarot. I never thought I would, and now I am. Get it, girl. Keep it going. Keep it going, but it's deeper than tarot. Don't just depend on the cards. Depend on you, your soul. You have to understand your discernment of everything around you. We have this thing that's called the ego, and the ego would keep you stuck and trapped. The ego doesn't want you to grow. So you'll always depend on these things right here, these cards. That's what the ego wants you to do. The ego doesn't want you to listen to self. It doesn't want you to connect to self. So you connect to the source, and you are the source. So they tell you that God lives forever. So if God lives forever and God has been here from generations to generations, and if your soul never dies, how are you not a God? You are a goddess. So your spirit will live for eternity. True story. So if your soul will live for eternity, the soul doesn't want to hurt you. The soul always wants to tell you to do the right thing, but the ego will say, jump off the bridge, even if there's no water under you. The ego will tell you to jump, it's okay. You may break a bone or two, but it won't hurt. But the soul will tell you, don't jump. There's no water down there. The soul doesn't want you to be hurt at all. So, what are you going to do? You're going to listen to the soul, or you're going to listen to the ego? Growing up, even though I had spiritual gifts, I still listened to the ego a lot. I'm not going to sit here and tell anyone a lie. Because if I told you that I never listened to my ego, I would be telling you a lie. And there again, the ego would rule. So yes, I always listened to my ego when I was young, because I had no care in the world. You cross me, I got you. You cross me, I got you. But spiritually, my hands didn't have to get dirty. Let me tell you. And many people who've tried to cross me, they sleep right now. They sleep, but their soul lives forever. And my hands were never dirty. That's why I said some people will rise. Their vibrations will rise. And when your vibration rises, there'll be so much protection around you that it won't matter what someone says or does, because you'll forever be protected. But this moon phase that we're in, it symbolizes growth. This is the time for you to set your intentions on what you desire to have for yourself. And this is you developing your inner strength. See, the moon phase follows the powerful, remember the March the 3rd, that total lunar eclipse that we had? And it shifted the energy from intense release to active preparation. So it's time for you to repair that soul. And in order to repair the soul, you have to repair the mind from the ego. See, we had to marinate on that for a minute. That intense release. When we release the ego, it becomes intense because we don't know who to trust. Even the people in your own home, you may start looking at them a little sideways because it's a release. But this is all about preparation, personal growth, and you receiving emotional clarity. This is actually a time of increased spiritual energy and devotion, to be devoted to self, not to anything else but self, because how can you connect to your deities when you're not connected to self? You know, a lot of people like to get on my page and they be like, God this, Jesus that, da 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 da. Guess what? Didn't God tell you don't judge? I'm just saying. So these people are not rage baiting me at all, because they have no knowledge of self, nor do they have knowledge of what they claim that they believe in. They have no knowledge of self. They don't even have knowledge of the Bible that they read. And I'm never going to disrespect the Bible, but the Bible just isn't for me. Trust me, I grew up on two sides of the table. One side, my grandmother, and she was this Christian that loved to whoop ass, her grandchildren, especially mine. Let me tell you, right? But the Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child. So I guess she said that bitch is not going to be spoiled. So she beat the shit out of me as many times as she could. Until one day I told her, that's enough. That's enough. Spiritually, I told her that was enough. Let me just tell you. And my grandfather, he was a little smoother, but he was spiritual. He believed in the power of free will. And he taught us different things that my grandmother could never, because it wasn't in the Bible. See, my Bible thumpers are stuck. But my free-spirited people, we can do a lot of things. We can do a lot of things differently than a lot of other people. And there y'all hoes go, trying to report me again, but it's okay. Because I do have a YouTube platform, so if they shut me down over here, follow me on my YouTube channel, because that means I will not be back on TikTok. You know, TikTok, they allow people to report you. Even when you're speaking the truth, they want you to say allegedly. And I get it, but I can't say allegedly to a fact. I did go to college. And so in college, they taught us that allegedly means that you're unsure. And anything I speak about, I'm very sure of. And once again, people who don't like what I'm saying, I never understood, why would somebody follow you, want to watch you? And if you don't agree, move on, keep scrolling, keep it pushing. Let me tell you, right? However, let's get back to this moon, because this is a time of increased spiritual energy and devotion, to be devoted to yourself, to be devoted to your soul, to be able to connect with you. If it isn't for you, keep it scrolling. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you so much. If it's not for you, keep it pushing, bitches. Because only bitches do that, right? But my bad, some of males are bitches too. Let me just say that. A lot of males are bitches too. I got a son and he's one. Let me tell you, he the worst kind. So let me just put it right there. And he follows me too. He already know what time it is. But I want him to connect to his soul as well. Right? That's that Gemini energy. And we're going to speak about that Gemini energy, because we're in that Gemini energy moon phase as well. And that spiritual focus, to focus on communication. because communications are going to be intense at this time. And when you communicate with a person, listen, because that's how you gather knowledge. And that's how you find balance between your emotions, the ego, and the soul. You're not trying to find balance between you and another person because you're not working on the other person. You have to work on yourself to be able to connect to the source. And the source is you. The source is your soul. See, this shell that we're in, we're on borrowed time with it. Because what do they do to the shell? Once it's over, they're either going to put you in the urn or they're going to put you in the ground. And if you got a couple of more coins, they may put you in a vault above ground. So the soul is still going to deteriorate. Remember, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Let me just tell you, so if your soul lives forever, what should you nourish? You should always nourish the soul. You should respect the soul. Feed the soul. And you're like, how do I feed the soul? Speak to it. Speak to her. Speak to him. And let it be known that I'm ready to follow. Because I know that there are greater gifts waiting for me. As you connect back to the soul, then you get to hear. You get to see. You get to feel and you get to taste. So now is the time to start projects. Your first project. I'm not telling you what to do, but connect back to the source. And that's you. Cultivate relationships. Get the closure so that you can release. And act on the insights gained during the full moon eclipse period. Meditate for focus. If you don't meditate for anything else, your first stage of meditation, meditate to learn how to focus to clear the clutter. And if you can't clear the clutter, write the clutter down in a journal. That's another strategy. But that's called energy clearing. Because to get to the next level, you have to be able to clear the clutter from the mind. And let me tell you, I had a lot of stuff to unclutter. I did, from a child all the way up to where I am today. Let me tell you, because I'm a hands-on person. And that's why this social media stuff is different for me, because the person that's reporting me, if we were face to face, my hands would accidentally reach around your neck. I'm just one of those type of people. I am so hands-on. A lot of people are internet gangsters, and I've never been an internet gangster. I am this way for real. Spiritually, I am this way for real. So physically, either my hands will accidentally touch you or my tongue will be wrapped around your whole household in a matter of a day or two. See, I like to make people wonder when it's coming, but it's going to hit. But my hands are different and my tongue is different, let me tell you. So an internet gangster, I have never been. Not even in person. Anybody that knows me will tell you I don't argue with people ever. Even when I was a child, I never argued with people because I knew how powerful I was and am today. So it was always a waste of energy to go back and forth with anyone. It's a waste of time. I got a faster way to do it. And I want y'all to be able to get there, to have a faster way of doing it. But I'll never teach you too much. Let me tell you. I'm going to teach you how to get there. And the rest of the way, you got to figure it on out. Because I'll be crazy to teach you how to be more powerful than I am. But your spiritual team will allow you to know when you're ready. So your first step is to clear the clutter. And you can meditate on clearing the clutter. Any pain that you hold on to, What Vicky did, what Jim did, what Sue did, what my mama did, what my daddy did. You got to release that. You got to release it. You can't carry that with you when you're trying to clear the clutter. That's why I worked on so intensely how to connect back to self, how to go back into self to any age that you were, when something happened, if something happened, if it was something that you didn't like, or if you thought something was unfair or unkind, and if you never ever got a chance to get the words out, I taught you how to go there so that you can help that child within to release, that preteen to release, that young adult to release, and that adult to release, so that you don't carry it on the next steps of your journey. So we're going to play this game called Release. And that's the release of energies. Because there's a shift happening that needs to happen. There's doorways opening, as we call portals. They're opening, and some of you are going to step right into those portals. Let me tell you, whether the portal be in your house, outside your house, where you work, you're going to be stepping into portals. And many of you who already have powers, you can feel this shift in your body. All of a sudden, goosebumps coming out of nowhere. Taking deeper breaths, and you didn't even go for a jog. That's because the air around you is shifting as well. Everybody is not going to elevate. Why do you think that we have so many people kicking the bucket? Because everybody is not supposed to go. You know, a lot of celebrities are disappearing, aren't they? Some are going underground. I'm just saying, some are going underground, and some of them, their souls are traveling. And a lot of them try to make you aware of the very same thing that I'm telling you. It's time to elevate, to shift energies. And like I told you, everybody is not going to gain a power, but many of you will. And all you have to do is connect to self, connect to the source of you, to the soul of you. And once you make that initial connection, you will be able to see. And let me just say this to you. Those of you who have purchased my tea, thank you. Those of you who have given me my feedback, thank you. But one thing I have to say is do not take it on a daily. It's not for that. I know it's nice to be able to be a psychic for a day, isn't it? But it doesn't mean that you're supposed to be a psychic every day, because there are some things that you may not be able to handle. And that's a true story. You may not be able to handle what you see when you try to abuse it. But for those of you who have drank the tea and shared your visions with me, thank you. Thank you, because I am nosy like that. I am so nosy like that. And for those of you who have purchased my mojo bags and money has come in or is starting to come in, now y'all said y'all was going to give me some of that dough, but no, I'm just saying if you don't, it's for you anyway. But let me just tell you, I'm just grateful to be able to share. It took me a long time to get on these platforms. A lot of people was telling me not to do it. They was like, you bigger than these platforms. But if I can wake up just a few, whether it be 3 or 4, that's enough for me. That's a job well done for me. If I can help anybody to graduate to a new level, to be able to see the world beyond the world that they were shown, then I'm here for it. And a lot of you always tell me, hey, you need to give a class. I'm doing it right here for free. Y'all be like, y'all pay anything. I'm doing it right here for free. I'm doing it right here for free. The thing is, when you connect to the soul of you, I promise you, you're going to be in a whole new life, a new world. Things that you thought mattered once upon a time really won't matter. You'll be able to sit in the room and you'll be able to hear the minds of people all around you. I promise you that. And, when you know how strong you are, when everybody's conversation is about you and you can hear every damn thing and you can still sit there. And then they be like, yo, why you acting funny? And you be like, bitch, because I heard what you said, and you repeat it back to them. I used to didn't do that, but my husband said, if I had the kind of gifts you have, I would let everybody know. I said, you sure? He said, yeah. I said, but what if some of the people in your family? He said, I don't give a fuck. Let them know too. I said, okay. I said, okay. And I did just that. I did that. I started telling everybody that I came into encounter with what they did last night, how they did it, who they said it to, who was around them. And they was like, well, damn. But then right there, that's when the cutoff game was real. Because once you show somebody your hand, you got to let them go. You really do. Because my name ain't Jesus. You know that Jesus in the Bible that y'all keep writing me about? Well, Jesus knew that he was going to be betrayed, and he knew that Judas was going to sell him out. I ain't got time for y'all to do that to me. So once I expose my hand, my cutoff game is as strong as me changing my clothes every day. So when you connect to your soul, your energy is going to be different. And you have to use your discernment of the people that you'll keep around you versus the people that you won't. And I promise you, your life will become lighter. Your life will become lighter. True story. Now, to each and every one of you that saw my cousin up here, we did the live together, Dennison Wellness. I see my little sister up here. Dennison Wellness. She sells candles and they are dressed. Yes, she does root work as well. She sells dressed candles for whatever your needs are. And they're called Dennison Wellness, Southern Roots, Sacred Light, and Modern Calm. Straight out of New Orleans, let me just tell you. And I do have a few relatives in my family that do practice voodoo because that's our religion. However, we do root work. A lot of times when y'all hear the word voodoo, you think that it's something demonic when it's not. Root work, herbal, plain and simple, is herbal. We work the land. We use things from the land and we don't abuse the land. So, with her candles, let me give you the message that she has on here. Thank you for being one of the first to experience the early creations of Dennison Wellness inside your promo bag, right? Because she sent me a promo bag. She said she was going to get out the larger size candles as well. And she has these candles that are blessed and dressed. Whatever your needs are, she'll hand make them specifically for what your needs are. And each are prepared with intention and rooted in Southern spiritual traditions. They're crafted for abundance, prosperity, and forward movement. So she has one candle called Light Bayou Gold. So when you're calling in opportunities, expansion, or a shift toward greater clarity and financial flow, that may be the candle you need. She also has Bayou Calm. created for peace, protection, and spiritual grounding. Light by you, calm to quiet the mind, settle your spirit. This is a good candle to use when you're meditating. So, because they smell really good, let me just tell you that. So, a lot of times when you're trying to quiet the mind, when you have other things to distract you, whether it's mood music for meditation music, some of you need to do that, right? Some of you need to set the mood with a candle, whatever the case may be. A lot of people do sell candles. Listen, you don't have to buy them from my cousin, but I know a lot of y'all done bought candles that don't work. And you'll be like, well, when is this going to work? These right here, they do work, right? They do work. And what I do take her candle every once in a while, and I'll take a big sniff. I really do. It opens me up, right? It's just like the stuff I use before I come online to help elevate my senses when I do a reading. I need that. You know what I mean? Is to keep my energy balanced when I'm doing a reading, and especially when I'm doing personal readings, you know? But once again, it's called Dennison Wellness. She is on Instagram. She's currently building her website. And so you could connect with her on Instagram at Dennison Wellness, Danison Wellness. And if you have a special need for a candle, you can reach out to her and she'll hand make you one. She and I do things very differently. What I won't do, because I don't ever want anyone to waste their time to give me a call, I do not take anyone's free will away. I am not going to do any kind of spiritual work for anybody to make Bob like you or Brenda like you or Sue like you or Mike like you. I do not do that, because if I believe that if a person doesn't want to F with you, they have the right not to F with you. You can't make someone love you. If someone loves you, it should be done naturally. You know, many of you understand the easiest spell to do in the world. My females I'm speaking to. My females, even without me being a root worker, and I've been one since I was a child, even without me being a psychic or a medium, and I've been this way since I was a child. I remember I would sit in class and I would listen to girls say how they would put, you know what I'm saying, the administration and so-and-so's food, and I would sit there and listen to it. And then a few weeks later, I would see that same girl come to school with a black eye. Or in my town, I would see girls running down the streets from their boyfriends. And guess what? When you decide that you don't want to be with that person anymore, there's no disconnect from that person. Not unless you tell the person exactly what you did to them and their mother is still alive and thriving and she can reverse the spell and feed him back her ministration. Then all of a sudden people at your funeral saying how much of a good person you were, and they don't know why that bill flipped on you. It's because of what you did. Now, is it Bill's fault? Nah, the judge doesn't know that, because you can't get charged with anything spiritually. Bill don't even know why he can't break away from you. He don't know why he's still with you. He know he can't stand you, but he's still there because this is the stupid things that stupid people do. Now you done met Joe and you don't want Bill anymore. Now you can't even understand why Bill is stalking you. It's not Bill's fault that he's stalking you. It's what you did to him. I don't do things like that. I don't help any person get with any guy or any girl. I'm the wrong person to go to, because I will never take anyone's free will away. I have sons and I also have daughters. And I would never want anyone to do that to them. It's called karma. What goes around comes around. I would never do anything to anyone that I wouldn't want done to me. And trust me, I'm with it all. Let me tell you. But the one thing that I'm not with is to take someone's free will away. Guys, you think I'm just speaking about the females? You guys do it too. You know how y'all sit around and don't want to wash your ass for a couple of days? And you want that funk all up in the house? That's how guys get you. Or they leave their dirty clothes around so that you can take in all of their smells. And guess what? That's all you know is their smell. Even if you wanted to cheat on your mate and you're sitting up there with another dude, all you're going to do is smell your man. Because they do things by smell. So, females, be careful of that as well. Ask him why his clothes sitting around like that. The same way you could put them in the washing machine, he can too. Why he not washing his ass like that? And if you got one of them dudes that don't wash their ass for 2 or 3 days, you shouldn't be with him anyway. It's dark work to use your body against free will. That is true. They have ingested you. Both y'all gonna be nuts. Both of them gonna be nuts. One gonna be in the jail cell, and the other one is gonna be in that urn or in that grave. And if they got enough money, they're gonna be in a wall somewhere. Let me just say. They're going to be in a wall, or both of them will be, right? Or both of them will be. But the one thing that I don't do, I don't take anybody's free will away from them. That's what I don't do at all. I've had people that have followed me, and I guess y'all be thinking I'm cool up here, and you think you could pay me, and you think that I'm going to do that? Absolutely not. Then y'all get mad. You want to unfollow. Then you want to follow me back again because something that I said to you in your reading, you like, damn, that shit was true. But don't fuck with me. Once we disconnect, do not connect back with me. True story. Do not connect back with me. Listen, I'm a one-time chick. I don't double back. Because if you feel any type of way off of anything I said, then I'm not for you. I am not going to be for you at all. True story. I don't work against myself. I don't double back at all. I don't. Either we move forward, we move forward. If we don't, we don't. I had one lady up here, and I like her a lot. And she called me one day, and I said, oh, you cheated on me. She said, no, it wasn't like that. I said, yeah, you went to go see somebody else. Listen, know what I told her? It's okay. Because then people always come back because what somebody else told you, you found out that they were bogus. You got to be careful who you mess with. I'm not saying that my energy is going to match everybody's, because it's not. You may not like me in real life, and I may not like you too. I don't ever read for anyone without meditating over their energy. So just because you book a reading with me and you pay for your session with me, if I'm returning you your money back, please believe that's because we don't connect to one another. If I don't rock with you, I don't rock with you. And no amount of money is going to make me rock with you at all. None. I even have a guy up here that follows me. TikTok, you be scrolling. They got dating shows up here, right? The same kind like you see on YouTube. They be having these internet dating shows. And I came across one. I didn't even know they had dating shows up here. And I watched it. And it was this girl. And she was interested in this one particular guy. Let's just say the guy in the middle. And I'm looking at him. And I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this. My husband's like, are you reading their energy? I said, yes, I am. So I started writing her. I'm like, do not pick him. He is mentally unstable. You have a child. He does not need to be around your child or anyone. He needs to get his life together. ... And he's on medication. Do you know? I don't know. This guy was like, yes, I am on medication. He said, I do have mental problems. He said, but the medication is to balance them. And then he started following me. He still follows me to this day. True story, right? I let him stay because he was honest, you know? And he wrote me. He was like, every time I've been to a reader, they don't want me to come in their house. I said, oh, you go knock on people's doors with the big old signs. And he said, yes. I said, I'll do you a favor. And then I told him, and he was like, damn. And know what I told him? Do not pay for a reading. Don't pay for a reading. We done right here. And yes. So I've had a lot of crazy things happen on these platforms, right? But the one thing I don't do is play with people. I don't believe in it. And I don't want anybody to play with me. You understand? Sometimes people will book a reading with you just to see if you're real or fake, and then they get mad of how deep you go. And I go deep. I go deep. Yesterday I was speaking to someone. It was just a general phone call. And they didn't ask me anything. I said, do you mind if I say something to you? And they said, they didn't mind. I said, well, let's get it. And they was like, okay. And we left it at that. We left it at that. So I'm just one of them. I'm just one of them. My camera froze up on my end, but on your end, it did not. But I am going to start spending a lot more time on my YouTube platform. I'm just saying because TikToks has a lot of restrictions that I don't like. I don't like that anybody can just report you and they block your account until they figure out if something was true or fake. You know, I've had people report that I was nude up here, right? Listen, if I was nude, you would not have been blocking me. I promise you. I'm a thick chick, right? I am a thick chick, but I ain't no sloppy thick chick. I'm just saying, no disrespect to my big girls, right? Let's make room for all the big girls. But you know how we are. Some of us are cut up differently. Some of us are really flabby. Some of us are not. Some of us got rolls. Some of us don't. I'm the one. I just eat a lot of junk food and I'm still good in all the right places. But people report you for very crazy things and TikTok runs with it, and I don't like them for that. I don't like TikTok for that. I live in a world where we're supposed to have freedom of speech. The world wouldn't go around if we all believed in the same things. And guys, I see your messages. Thank you. I see you, but we're not going to believe in the same things. But if I don't like what somebody is doing, I don't watch them. I don't follow them. I keep it pushing. But sometimes this is all the life that a person has. You know, the internet is the only life that a person has, because the loudest people be the people with no relationships, the people that are miserable, and the people that don't really have friends. I promise you, those are those miserable people, and I'm not one of them. I come up here, I do these lives, and I'm out. And I always let everybody know my reading is not going to be for everybody. And if it's for you, it's going to be for you from the beginning till the end. There's no in between. You don't have to take a piece from there. Yes, the readings can get personal, because if you have a real picture on your page, and if I glance at it, and if my spirit tells me, hey, say something to that person, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. And many of you have caught me doing that when it's necessary. When it's necessary, I do that as well. Every once in a while, I'll do a pick a card. And my pick a cards have been great, and they are for free. And my videos are long. They're about an hour or more long, because I'm nosy. I'm nosy in real life. And when I'm looking into the cards, I got to go as deep as I can, because sometimes a person needs a specific message and I'm going to go there. You know, I'm never going to call anybody by name. Not unless a person is writing and they're like, ooh, you speaking about me. Okay, so now I can say your name. You know, but I don't do that. And I never speak about readings, not unless I ask someone and I'd be like, is it okay if I speak about anything we discuss? And they'll let me know yes or no. But I only do it in example forms, right? Because the world is wicked. There are people that have true gifts, but everybody that has gifts don't work on the same side of the table. Some of us put roots on a person without any cause. Some of us are here to remove it, to take it away. You can't call me to harm anybody if they've never done anything to you. And I dislike when someone calls me, can you do something for this person to this person? I'm like, why? They haven't done anything to you. Well, just in case. No, just in case. I'm the wrong person. I am not that person. I don't do that. I don't do that. But if somebody has caused you harm and I see it, then we'll work from there. But I don't just do things just to do it. Y'all in the wrong space. I'm not that person at all. But I wanted to go over this new moon energy for you because it's about releasing. And I want you to get into this waxing moon because we are headed to our full moon. And a lot of you already know to get your mason jars in order. Collect as much rainwater as you can if we get that rain. And if we don't get the rain, fill it up with your own water. Sit it outside. If you don't have a house where you can sit the jar outside, I don't care if you live in an apartment. I don't care if you're living in a shack, a trap house, wherever the case may be. We all have windows. Sit your jar in the window and allow the moon to kiss it. Set your intentions and remove that jar before the sun comes up. So set your alarm clocks and get that water out of the sun and keep it in a dark place. Set your intentions and drink your water as you desire, or if you need it for something else. Can you repeat that? I missed it about the jar. You can call me, little sister. You can call me. Yes, everybody, that's my little sister up there, right? But now you could call me. Call me tomorrow. I know it's past your bedtime. Moon water, fill up your buckets. She said, fill up your buckets. I know that's right, Dawn. Fill up those buckets. You ain't lying, right? As much as you can. Let me tell you, because they're good for your plants. They're good to wash up in when you want to take a spiritual bath. You know, moon water is good for so many different things. I promise you that. To draw in money, right? Now listen, this not me, this y'all, to bring in that lover, to bring peace in the home if you mop with it. I'm just saying it's for so many different things. But I'm not giving you a spell to do anything. Y'all set your intentions and do what you need to do, because moon water is real. It's alive, it's alive. And do what you need to do. No, you don't have to sit it outside. You can sit it in your window, but make sure you grab it out of your window before the sun comes up. Once the sun comes up, that water is no good. It's just regular water like you getting from the sink or that bottle, right? I need to bring that lover home for sure. Listen, let me tell you, you could bring that lover home. Set your intentions, clear that energy. And the most important thing, Carly, Carly, when you want that lover to come in, make sure you're not carrying no baggage. Make sure you're not carrying any baggage from something that someone else did. Someone hurt you. Don't carry any of that. Because while you want to bring that lover in, and if you're carrying anything, you're going to get that same kind of person all over again. So when you want to set your intentions for that good person, make sure your energy is clear. And when your energy is clear, I promise you, that person is going to come in by surprise. That person is going to come in by surprise. True story. And, you can, I don't do this, but if it were me, because I don't give anybody advice, right? It's been him since day one. Been in love with him since I was 14, and now I'm 24. Let me tell you, I like those stories. But oh my God. It's this song that I really love. Let me tell you, right? Babe, can you pull it up? The title of that song is in the history real quick. Let me give her this song, right?
YouTube history?
Uh-huh. I'm gonna give you this song. I want you to listen to it, right? My husband is my first kiss, right? And I know a lot of y'all that follow me, you like, this bitch gonna tell this story again? Yes, I am. And my little sister is up here too. Let me tell you, my husband was my first kiss ever. And I just thought that we were going, mwah, we were going peck. And he tried to do the tongue thing. I wasn't prepared for that because I had practiced kissing him on the back of my hand. Mwah, 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 mwah. I just practiced that kind of kissing. I ain't know about the tongue action. Yeah. And the song is Be Your Girl. And what's the chick name? And so I was 11, right? No, I was 10, he was 11. And his parents were not home. And, I had the kind of parent that you could ride the bike on the block.
It says Tidra Moses, is that right?
Yeah.
Tidra Moses.
Tidra Moses. That's the name of the girl.
Be Your Girl.
Be Your Girl. The song is called Be Your Girl. But he was like, come over. So I went over being fast, being grown. And we went upstairs in his room and we only stood in the doorway and we just started kissing, but he started doing the tongue thing and my sister knocked on the door. Boom, 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 and ringing the doorbell.
You make me sound horrible.
Yo, he said I make him sound horrible. So then he ran down the steps. I stayed in the room because I didn't think he was going to tell my sister I was at his house. And I could hear her. She was like, is my little sister here? She better not be here, right? I was like, oh, shit. And he was like, yeah, she here. I'm like, nigga. Like, I couldn't believe he did that. So I just looked at him, right? And I ran down his steps, and I thought she was going to tell my mother. Thank you. I thought she was going to tell my mother, right? Yeah, girl, tongue wrestling. I didn't even know what tongue wrestling was. I only did this part, mwah, 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 and you know how you kiss the mirror and stuff, so you know how you going to look when you do kiss. So I had a face. You know how you got that face that, you're going to keep your eyes open or closed. You're going to be cute. So I practice in the mirror, kissing the mirror, and the back of my hand. I promise you that. That's as far as I got. And I ran down the steps. She was like, I'm telling mommy. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So I'm like, oh, shit, she going to tell. I knew I was going to get a beating, right? And my mother was the leather belt girl. And I had said something, but I'm not going to say what I said, right, to my sister. And when we got halfway to the house, she was like, bitch, you lying. And I was like, you telling? And she was like, yeah, but I won't tell if you do my laundry, you do my dishes. And I had to do them things. I really did. I did all her chores. I promise you. I did all her chores. And he and I, after that kiss, we didn't speak for a long time. And I would write him little letters and send them by his... No, he said, it's because of what I said. I'm never going to say what I said. Not on these internet streets. I'm never going to... No, fuck that. No. I'm never... No. No.
Just tell them why we didn't speak.
We just didn't speak because I said something very horrible. That's all. Y'all hear my mouth, right? So imagine what I said. Imagine what I said. Dawn says, say it. No, Dawn, I'm not going to say it because you like me. I like you. And you may never, ever want to speak to me again. Girl, I was horrible. I said something. And so then, to make a long story short, he never spoke to me again. I used to send him letters from his little sister, his cousins, and his male cousin. And I'm thinking he got my letters. I'm like, yo, meet me by the big tree. Meet me by the park. I would go to the park. He would never show up. No, I'm not telling them shit.
No, tell him how you cursed him.
Oh, yeah, I did curse him
out later.
Yeah. Listen, we're going to get to that. Then
shame the devil. Fuck that.
He said, tell the truth and shame the devil. Listen, I promise you. Then one day, his cousin came over, and he was like, he messed with Maria next door. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, Maria. Now, Maria was this Italian chick, right? So his cousin was like, what you gonna do about it? So now, I'm still, young. I'm still 11. So I went and I knocked on Maria's door. Boom, boom, boom. And she came to the door. I was like, you better leave my man alone before I F you up. And his cousin was like, punch her in the face. But Maria looked all sad, so I didn't punch her in the face. I was like, if I catch you talking to him, I'm going to F you up. Guess what? Maria's mother came to my house. Yo. And my mother said, because my husband is very fair complexion, right? He get halfway kissed by the sun. So
I'm Native American.
Yeah, he said, I'm Native American. You damn right, babe. So when Maria's mother came to my house, listen, y'all, for all of you who don't understand black mamas, I got one.